Hey guys, it's Caitlin. So in this week's video, we will be going through all of the books I read in May. In May, I read a total of 4 books, and I'm currently in the middle of my 5th book. So I'm going to go through and just tell you guys all of my thoughts on the books, if I liked them, what I rated them, and that's pretty much what we're doing today. I'm testing this microphone out. I normally use this for my TikTok videos. If you don't follow it, it'll be in the link below. I normally hold it, but I'm gonna see if this works so you guys can hear me better through my videos. So the very first book I read in the month of May became my favorite romance book ever, and that is Please Don't Go by E. Salvador. This book will take you through the ringer with emotions. So many different tropes that I love to see. It's golden retriever boy, black cat girl, he falls first, she falls harder, and most importantly, it has so much mental health representation throughout the book, which is one of my favorite things to see in romance books. If you didn't know, basically this book was traditionally published only last month, and I was lucky enough to receive the art copy on NetGalley to read, which is so cool. So this book takes on Josephine and Daniel. Both are characters who are struggling really bad with mental health and grieving. Josephine is so far off in her grieving process and not taking her mental health seriously. She decides she wants to end her life one night when Daniel just happens to be around the corner, and he literally saves her and begs her, please don't go, please don't die. That is how tragic the book begins. And then you end up finding out they go to the same university together, and Daniel he can't let go of the thought that he needs to save her when Daniel himself is grieving the death of his brother as well. So you kind of get to see their romance blossom as they are trying to lean on each other for support because they are both struggling internally, but they still do like each other and want to pursue a relationship. You also get to see this throughout their NCAA careers. So he plays baseball for the university and she is an ex-swimmer. And it is just, that's all I'm going to say. It's just such a tragically beautiful story that I think every romance reader, if not every reader in general, should pick up. I absolutely love this book. It was such a great first arc read for me, and it is, like I said, my new favorite romance book. So I rated this book 5 stars. This is the best romance book I've ever read. We love to see mental health representation throughout it, and that is the first book I read in May. Then the Off-Campus series came out. I love the Off-Campus series dearly with my heart. I've read all the books, and they are one of the first romance series that I read, hockey romance. So I was craving something like the Off-Campus series, so I decided to pick up Unsteady by Peyton Corinne. Is this anything like the Off-Campus series? By far no. But I was like, I need a hockey romance. So this book basically takes on 2 of our main characters. Sadie. Sadie is a figure skater for her university, and she is struggling at home because her mom left her family when she was little, and her dad has been confined to alcoholism. So she is basically left to take care of her 2 younger brothers, keep up her scholarships, and it is just holds a really big toll on her mental health. And then she's going to do an early practice in the rink for her ice skating when she meets Reese, who plays hockey for her university. And we find out he has suffered a traumatic incident on the ice. He got hit really bad, and now he has immense anxiety anytime he's on the ice. So this is just another book with great mental health representation. That is clearly one of my favorite romance tropes, is when they really dig deep and don't make the characters perfect, when you can clearly see that they are just like the human beings in real life. I love that. I really did like this story. I think initially when I finished it, the way it wrapped up kind of made me rate it 4 stars, but upon sitting with my thoughts on the book and how often I think about it, I think it would actually rate it 3 to 3.5 stars. I did really enjoy this book. I just felt like Reese's kind of mental health journey and his struggle kind of just got wrapped up in a couple pages, and I feel like there were some loose ends that weren't tied up in the book anywhere. But I did like it. It is quite a sad hockey romance story. Just know that if you're going in, and it is part of a series, so I do think I will finish the series because I really did like his friend, and I really want to read his friend's story. But I rated this book 4 stars. I would rate it 3.5 stars now, but I did really enjoy it. My favorite part about these books were probably her younger brothers. They are absolutely adorable. And obviously, we don't even get to see them because it's a book, but just the way that the author wrote the little brothers is so cute. And the found family in this book is what I really liked about this book. The third book I read in May is The Butcher by Jennifer Hillier. This book is the only thriller that I read in May, and I really did enjoy it. So this book basically follows 3 point of views. We have a grandfather who is retiring from the police force. He's finally come to terms that his glory career is over and he's moving into the nursing home. And he gives his house and all of his inheritance to his grandson, who is the second point of view. Basically, his grandson is a really big restaurant owner, really big in the cooking industry, and he inherits his grandfather's house. And so he goes into the house. It's the house he grew up in. He decides he wants to add a deck and a hot tub to the house. So the people are like digging and creating the deck. They end up notifying him, hey, we found like something in your grandfather's backyard. Like the grandfather is like known because he was the police chief who took down one of the biggest serial killers in this story, named the Butcher, hence the name of the book. So basically the grandson goes home and opens the box, and what he finds out in the box is just detrimental. And then the final point of view that the book follows is the grandson's girlfriend, who is basically writing, she's a nonfiction book writer on true crime, and she is writing a book on the Butcher because she doesn't believe the Butcher was brought to justice. She doesn't think they actually ended up catching him because she believes her mother is a victim of the Butcher who was murdered 2 years after the Butcher was supposedly caught. So you're basically coming through all three of these point of views of the characters as they try to navigate and figure out their lives, along with having this very like big pressure of the Butcher interacting and interfering with their lives. And it was really good. Although I could never write a thriller book, and I obviously admire all the thriller writers out there, for some reason I find myself to be a really big thriller critique, in the sense that if I can guess from the first couple pages what the big like plot twist is going to be, I'm not going to rate it a 5 stars. So I did rate this book 3 stars because pretty much from the first 20 pages I had guessed every single plot twist that ended up happening. But it was good enough that I did see it out and I did enjoy it, so I would rate it 3 stars. The fourth book that I read this month is Dinner Party by Freida McFadden. This is a Freida book that is not written in the same context as any of Freida's other books. Freida writes thriller books. If you didn't know, Freida McFadden is probably my favorite thriller author ever. I've read about 15 plus of her books. This book is a little bit different. She basically made a choose your own adventure book. If you didn't know what that is, basically you read the first couple chapters and then it's essentially like you are in the story yourself and you get to choose your path that you take. So it's like if you want to make this option, move to this page. And if you want to make this option, move to this page. So basically you're going back and forth, flipping through the book, figuring out your own journey and how it's going to end up as a thriller book. I only lasted 10 pages before my story was over, so I'm not even going to rate this book because I didn't even feel like I read anything. My story was quite boring, how it ended, so I didn't really like it. But once again, it's not like a book that you can rate because there's like 28 different outcomes. So Freida is still a god tier thriller author for me. I thought this book was a little silly, but it's supposed to be. Those are all the books that I finished in May. However, I am almost done my current read, which I started in May, and that is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. My sister read these books when we were younger, and she has always kind of recommended them for me. She's always been like, come on, like you need to read these so we can watch the movie together. So I did end up picking it up. I have been on a mission all May to find all of the thrifted original covers, and I have found all of them but 2, so I'm very proud. Basically, if you didn't know what this book takes on, it is the first book in the Mortal Instruments series, and it is about a girl named Cassie. So Cassie basically is like your average girl. She wants to go to a club with her friends, so they go. When she witnesses 3 people murder a guy, and when she goes to confront them, she realizes they're half angels, and they basically slay demons within her normal average world, and she is unique herself because no one else is able to see them but her. That's all I'm going to say about this book. I do really like it. It definitely is more of like a YA book. Like I can very visibly tell when I'm reading it, and I think that's the only reason I haven't finished it yet. But I am on page 309. I do like the audiobook a little bit better than reading it myself, so I have just been gradually listening to it while I do tasks around my house. But I do really like it. I did also watch the movie with my boyfriend the other day, and I do plan to continue it. I do plan to continue the series, but it's not really like a priority, which is why I haven't finished it. So I'm obviously not going to rate this because this is my current read, but that is the last book that I have read. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope to be a little bit more active on this account. I know I say that all the time, but I hope you guys enjoyed the books I read in May. I have some fun videos planned for the month of June, and let me know if you want a TBR video because I will definitely do that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more, I am a lot more active on my TikTok page, my book talk called Caitlin and Her Books. I'll have it here. I'll also have it linked below, like I said. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. Bye!